Hello and welcome to Lighthouse Online. We are continuing our 6-week devotional series that we're going through at the moment, which is looking at what does God want for us. And with that, we're taking a specific look at APEST, the 5 gifts of the Spirit that I mentioned in Ephesians 4. And we're sort of linking that in to what does God want for us. So we've already covered apostles and prophets, and we're on week 3, so we're looking at evangelists. So if you haven't seen the first 2 weeks, they're on our Facebook, they're on our YouTube, so go and check those out if you want to. But today we're going to be looking at evangelists. So I'm going to be unpacking a little bit about what an evangelist is. And then on Friday, Pete Skiv is going to be doing our devotion, and he's going to be talking about what is God's heart for an evangelist and how does an evangelist function as part of the body and how that looks for him. So I'm just going to read for us Ephesians 4 verse 11 to 13. So if you want to read along, then do, but if not, I'll read that for us now. Now these are the gifts Christ gave to the church: the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, and the shepherds and teachers. Their responsibility is to equip God's people to do his work and build up the church, the body of Christ. This will continue until we all come to such unity in our faith and knowledge of God's Son that we will be mature in the Lord, measuring up to the full and complete standard of Christ. So we're looking at evangelists, and evangelist also translates to the word witness, which I think is a really good way of looking at what an evangelist is, what an evangelist should be. They should be a witness to people for Christ. And evangelist comes from the Greek word Evangelites, which translates obviously to evangelist, but that word is in the Greek meaning is bringer of good news, which is such a fitting definition for an evangelist. You know, a bringer of good news. And obviously you might straight away think of the Great Commission. We're told to bring forth the good news to all the nations, to all the world. So that's a really, really great starting point to understand, to unpack what an evangelist is. It's someone that brings good news. And you might often think of an evangelist as someone that's really good at talking to big crowds of people, that gather lots of people, or people that preach on street corners, that kind of thing. But actually, being an evangelist just means being someone who brings the good news. So you might do that in a completely different way if you're an evangelist. You might think, actually, I'm not an evangelist because I don't, preach on street corners. I don't preach in front of lots and lots of people like Billy Graham did. But actually, an evangelist is someone that brings good news. So that could look so different in so many different contexts. And Skiv's going to unpack that a bit on Friday. So make sure you tune into that. But just be thinking about that. Evangelist is someone who brings good news to others. So maybe that's a helpful starting point for us as Skiv brings us the other devotion on Friday and unpacks that a bit more. So we'll see you on Friday and have a good week.